up, my YouTubians, Odesians, Slayin' Sayans, Cobra Kai's, and my pumpkin who be smashing. I am Asherella. This is Original Asherella, and today we're going to be watching and listening to a performance of the song, the glam rock anthem, All the Young Dudes. Now, this is David Bowie, as well as our fearless leader, Lord and Savior, Mr. William Patrick Corgan. And this was from Bowie's 50th birthday bash. I think it's a really special performance. The song, you know it, I'm sure you've always heard it, but you might not have seen this specific performance. And I'm really excited to share this with you guys. And, you know, I think Bowie is really important to where we are as a band, you know, as far as like the Pumpkins goes. Like, there is a lot of obvious Bowie influence, and then there's some more subtle Bowie influence too, and I'm going to talk about all that. But before we get into it, I do have this new addition to the Original Asherella world. I got this purple galaxy, purple space alien guy. I needed to get some company for Mr. Bones back here, but he doesn't have a name, and I can't think of any good or clever ones. So if you have a suggestion for my new alien here, let me know down in the comments below. And if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on Odyssey or Space Odyssey or whatever, trying to make a Bowie reference there, follow me, gently caress the notification bell on either platform so you know every time I upload a video. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, watch till the end of the video, and follow me on my social things like the Twitter thing and the Insta. Okay, so all of you that pay attention to what I'm doing here on my channel know that I am in the middle of listening to the original versions of the B-sides on the Bullet with Butterfly Wings single. I am 3 videos in. I've got 2 more to go. They will be out within the next week or 2. But I decided to do that because those are all, you know, very 80s songs with very 80s kind of synth and synthwave sounds. And I think that is very, very relevant to what we've got going on right now, what we have going on with Autumn. And I really would be remiss if I talked about that influence and its foreshadowing, and I didn't talk about like the influence that Bowie has had on the band and Billy specifically, just like how he's approached music, his songwriting. You know, Bowie really was kind of unique and almost like a pioneer in making recording rock albums multifaceted, you know what I'm saying? And Billy really has approached music in that same way in some regards. You think we could sit here and point out like so many similarities between Bowie and the Pumpkins and William Patrick Corgan's songwriting, even like his stage presence. Like, we literally have our own Space Odyssey going on right now, and I don't think that that would necessarily be something that Billy would be doing had people like David Bowie not really pioneered that type of music creation in like pop music and rock music. All the Young Dudes, this performance we're going to be watching, it is from 1997. This song was written by David Bowie, but it was actually recorded and originally released by a band called Mott the Hoople in 1972. Bowie started performing it regularly on his Stardust tour, and now I've always associated it as a Bowie song. Maybe that's due to my age, I don't know. What do you, like, do you hear the song and think David Bowie, or do you hear the song and think Mott the Hoople? Let me know down in the comments below. But I got so much more to say, but let's listen to a bit before I go there.
Got a song about him.
Okay, so Bowie, before the lyrics even start, he says, I've got a song about him. The music start, and the very first lyrics of this song are, well, Billy rapped all night about his suicide, how he'd kick it in the head when he was 25, Speed Jive, Don't Want to Stay Alive When You're 25. Okay, and now I think this is kind of oddly ironic, or not really like ironic, but oddly coincidental, because knowing what we know about Billy and, you know, his mental health over the years and the things that he's opened up about, that he did around the age of 25 have a, you know, kind of mental health crisis and did go through like a unaliving yourself phase during that time. And now, who knows? I don't think like Bowie was actually referencing Billy's mental health state when he was 25, when he said I have a song about him. It just so happened to be Billy and Billy. But like I said, that is like oddly coincidental, right?
When it's doing clothes and my last cars, the Freddy's got spots from pulling up the stars from his face. Funky little road rage. Television and this crisis, time when juvenile delinquent wrecks. Oh man, I don't need TV when I got T-Rex. Something to get. Well, I'm a dude now. All the young dudes, all the young dudes.
Okay, you can see it really well right here. I was either watching an interview with Billy, or maybe it was an interview that I was reading, but he was talking about, you know, his relationship with Bowie and working with him on the times that they did. And this specific performance, Billy is set up, you know, just a couple feet behind David. And whenever they first, you know, were in rehearsal and were like having this stage set up and he was going to his mark or whatever, he thought, oh wow, is this like a slight, like, you know, kind of, do I not rank to be standing right beside David Bowie? Because I mean, this was 1997. Bowie had certainly solidified his place in rock legend, you know, back in the 80s, okay, right? 70s, 80s. But it turns out it wasn't like an insult, and it had nothing to do with like Billy or who he was. It had to do with Billy being so much taller than Bowie. And, you know, Bowie's all about optics. And with Billy being like a foot or two behind David on stage, they would look more about the same height. And I just always thought that that was interesting in a couple of different ways. You know, a little bit of vanity there, but also, you know, it just shows how much attention to detail Bowie paid, even where people were standing like on the stage. Now, all of that being said, this was in 1997. The Pumpkins had really only been like really relevant for about 5 years, you know? And Billy Corgan being asked to do this performance, I think is a huge deal. It's not like, you know, Billy had, you know, several decade career behind him to be asked to perform with a pop rock music icon like Bowie. And this was actually the last performance of the night, which I think is even more of a compliment or an even higher honor for Billy to be asked to do this. So I think it's great. You know, and Billy certainly is, I mean, people might argue with me when I say this, but I mean, he's certainly, to me and to a lot of people, equally the icon that Bowie is at this point. But, you know, like, this was 1997. Okay, gotta say something else. I had mentioned in the intro, this is a glam rock anthem. Absolutely, 100%. This is also like an LGBT anthem. And, you know, the lyrics of this song absolutely fit in to the mindset of that. And David Bowie being one of the most, like, I mean, when you think of Bowie, you really kind of think of one of the original, like, pop figures that really challenged like gender norms and, you know, really promoted alternative lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, like totally LGBT community is going to pick up a Bowie song to be a, you know, LGBT anthem, and this one fits in just perfectly because of the lyrics. That being said, though, I was reading a article where Bowie was talking about how, you know, the song wasn't written to be or to ever, you know, have that type of interpretation necessarily. This song is about the newscasters in Ziggy Stardust that are giving the news in the song 5 Years. And that is what this song is about. I think Bowie songs, like the Pumpkin songs, like, where the best music is the music that is open to interpretation. You know what I mean? Like, Pumpkin songs have so many potential meanings, as do Bowie songs. And, you know, how I interpret a specific song could change day to day just based on, like, how I'm feeling and what's going on in my life and the lenses that I'm looking at the day through and what happened yesterday and what I know is going to happen tomorrow. And, you know, like, there's so many different factors that play into, like, our mood and how we feel in our headspace. And for me, and I think I'm not the only one, like, that really has a lot to do with how I interpret music in general, especially music that I love, and especially the Smashing Pumpkins. And somebody within the past, like, few days have posted a question on the Smashing Pumpkins subreddit, which I'm there a lot. So if you love the Pumpkins and you like talking about them, go to the Pumpkin subreddit. There's a lot of, like, random pumpkin stuff there. But somebody had posted a question that was like, what is the happiest Smashing Pumpkin song? And I think that is such a, like, open-ended and kind of loaded question, because what could be the happiest Pumpkin song today could be, I could interpret it as kind of a dark song the next day, just depending on how I'm relating to the lyrics, how I'm layering that with my experience, my feeling, my mood, everything, you know. And so, you know, it could change day to day, literally. Somebody mentioned the song Christmas Time, and I think that that is absolutely the most solid answer that was on there, because really, like, my song interpretations, or the way I feel about the interpretation of the song, just can change so much. And I think that is what makes the Smashing Pumpkins so great. One of the many things that make the Smashing Pumpkins so great. And good music, the best music, is like that.
Billy Corgan, our final guest.
Ah, Billy Corgan, our final guest. Oh, hey, that's original Asherella. That's not what we're wanting to watch right now. At least not that one. Go watch that video next. All right, so that was Billy Corgan and David Bowie performing All the Young Dudes. What did you guys think of that performance? Like I said, I think it is so cool, so special. It's one of those things that just like makes you excited to watch because it's like Billy Corgan, William Patrick Corgan, our fearless leader, Lord and Savior, and David Bowie. Like, how do you not get excited to watch that? But, you know, like I said, I really wanted to mention Bowie as I've been kind of talking about these other songs and bands that influenced Pumpkin's music from the 90s to where we are now. And, you know, I don't think we would have the same Smashing Pumpkins that we have now if David Bowie and, you know, other artists like him hadn't existed, because Bowie really was like an innovator. And like I said, in the way he approached like being a rock star, putting out his art, he really did pave the way to do things differently or to be more creative and be more innovative, and that you don't just have to record 9 different songs that are not relevant to each other at all and that's it, you know. You can be artistic, you can be creative and still be like totally a rock star. I mean, artistic, creative music, that goes hand in hand, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? David Bowie, you know, rest in peace. Like, he certainly is a musical legend, a musical icon. The people that are watching this video, like us Pumpkins people, the Pumpkins who are smashing, wouldn't be the people we are because we wouldn't have the Pumpkins as the band they are had Bowie not existed. And I mean, that can be said about a lot of other artists also. But I am gonna stop yapping. What did you guys think of this performance? Let me know down in the comments. What should I name my new space alien guy? Let me know down in the comments as well. I am Asherella. This is original Asherella. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on Space Odyssey, follow the channel, gently caress the notification bell on either platform, leave me a like, leave me a comment, go to Twitch, find Original Asherella on Twitch, and then tune in on Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Kino and Commentary. It is a movie show. It is different than this Original Asherella content, but it is a good time, so make sure you check that out. You can leave me a like, leave me a comment. Did I already say that? I think I already said that. Always tap in, never tap out, and don't forget to keep on slaying like a saying. I think my outros are getting too long because I'm starting to repeat myself and I can't remember what I've said.
Choose me, it won't be right.